Model View Controller, MVC, is a software architecture pattern that separates an application into three interconnected components: the model, the view, and the controller. The model represents the data and business logic of the application, the view represents the user interface, and the controller handles user input and updates the model and view. Here's a more detailed explanation of each component of the MVC pattern. Model. The model is responsible for managing the data and business logic of the application. It defines the structure and behavior of the data and provides methods for accessing and manipulating the data. Examples of data that may be stored in the model include user accounts, products, and orders. View. The view is responsible for presenting the data to the user and providing a way for the user to interact with the application. It defines the user interface and includes elements such as buttons, forms, and menus. Examples of views include web pages, mobile app screens, and desktop application windows. Controller. The controller is responsible for handling user input and updating the model and view accordingly. It receives input from the user, such as mouse clicks or form submissions, and invokes the appropriate methods on the model and view to update the application state. Examples of controller actions include adding a new item to a shopping cart or updating a user profile. Here's an example of how the MVC pattern can be used in a web application. When a user visits a web page that displays a list of products, the view would retrieve the relevant data from the model and display it to the user. When the user clicks the Add to Cart button, the view would send a request to the controller, which would update the model to reflect the addition of the item to the user's shopping cart. The controller would then update the view to display the updated shopping cart to the user.